In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a beautiful motion full screen menu with Elementor Pro without any code. And of course, I'll show you how to do it on mobile too. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at what we're going to build. So let me scroll back up. And as you can see, if I click on the menu icon, we have a slide down and a slide up at the same time. And then if I click, we have a slide out up. So how do we do this? So first of all, we need a few things to complete this project. And the first thing is a WordPress theme. So for that, you want to go to Appearance, Themes, and then you want to click on Add New. So I've already installed Astra, but basically you can install pretty much any compatible theme that you want. When I say compatible, it's compatible with Elementor. So just type Astra. And as you can see, I've already installed it. So next you want to go to Plugins, Add New. And then you want to install Elementor. So Elementor should be here on the first page, but in case you don't see it, just go to the search field and just type Elementor. And then once again, you will need to click on install and then activate. Next, you want to install Elementor Pro. And for that, you want to click on upload plugin. And then you just want to go and fetch the zip file that you've downloaded once you've purchased Elementor Pro. Just click on choose file and then proceed on installing the same way, just install and activate. Now, if you don't have Elementor Pro yet, you will find an affiliate link in the description below. Please know that I do receive a commission if you purchase through my link, but I only recommend Elementor Pro because I absolutely love it, and commission actually support the channel, which is why I can keep on creating free content just for you. Okay, once you've installed Elementor, the next step is to create a homepage. So for that, go to Pages, Add New, and then you're just going to add the title. It's going to be Home. And if you're using Astra as I am, I'm going to disable the title on the page. And then I'm just going to click on Publish to publish my page. Next, you want to go to Settings, Reading. And then once you're on that page, you want to click on a static page for the home page. So click on a static page, and then you're just going to go and select the page that you want, which I've already done. Once you're ready, all you need to do is click on Save Changes. Next, you want to edit the page you've just built and click on Edit with Elementor. Now, as you can see, I've already created the homepage to make this tutorial faster. It's a fictional website about a band called Mad2 and their debut album and tour called Crazy Love. So we have a full screen section with a button. As you can see, we have some parallax here and then another section below. Now, obviously, you don't need to do all of this because we're going to focus on the header and the full screen navigation, but I just wanted to make it more real. And I also wanted to show you how creative you can get with Elementor. Okay, next we need to create our header. So for that, from the dashboard, you want to go to Templates, Theme Builder, and then you want to click on Add New. Then you're going to select Header, give your header a name, and click on Create Template. Now I've already created that template, so I'm just going to open it. Okay, for the moment you don't see anything, and that's on purpose. So I'm just going to show you how to proceed. So first of all, you want to click on the plus sign here, and we're going to select 2 columns. Now, it can be hard to actually touch the controls when it's here on top. So I'm going to open the Explorer. So it's Command plus I on a Mac, or I guess Control plus I on a PC, or you can just click on the Explorer icon. Actually, it's the navigator icon here at the bottom left corner. So as you can see, I can toggle it on and off. Okay, next I want to make sure that I click on the section that I just created. And next in the settings, I want to change the content width to full width. Next, I want to go to advanced and I'm going to give it a padding of 30 pixels all around. Then I'm going to click on the widgets icon that you can see here. And then I'm just going to drag an image. I could drag the site logo here, but I'm just going to show you how to do it with an image. I'm just going to drag an image here, and then I'm going to click on choose image. And I've already added a few graphic assets. So I'm just going to pick one logo. So I'm going to pick actually this one here. Next, I'm going to align it on the left-hand side. And as a link, I'm going to select custom URL. And then in the dynamic tags icon, I'm just going to select site URL. So anytime someone clicks on it, it goes back to the home page. Next, click on style, and I'm going to give it a width of 120 pixels. Okay, next, let's go back to the widgets icon, and I'm just going to drag an icon. So type icon, and I'm just going to drag it on the right-hand side. So let me select the icon that I want. I'm going to tap grip for grip lines, and this is the one I'm going to pick. So for the link, we do that later on because we need to link it to our full screen menu that we haven't built yet. And we're going to align it on the right hand side. Now, in the style tab, I'm just going to change the color to my main red color. And for the size, let me make it slightly smaller. Next, I want to select my column and then pick middle for vertical alignment. I'm going to do the same thing for the first column. Okay, I had already created this template, so here at the bottom left corner, I have the update button. But if it's the first time you're building the template, it will be a publish button. And once you click on publish, it's gonna ask you which are the display conditions. So this is what you're going to see. So by default, it would be like this. All you need to do is click add on the entire website, then click save and close. Okay, now let's take a look at what we have on the front end. So this is the current front end before I refresh the page. So there's no navigation, as you can see. So let me refresh and voila, looking good. And you could actually stop here for the header. And if that's the case, you can skip to the next section. But if like me, you want to take it a step further and make this transparent on top of the hero image, let me show you how we do this. So let's go back, and still with our section selected, you want to click on advanced, and then you want to unlink the margin values by clicking on the little link icon here. And then we want to give it a negative margin. Now, the number that I'm going to use is going to be really specific to your own header, depending on the height of your logo and so on. So in my case, I did 138 and then put the minus sign in front. And next, I want to give it a high Z index of 9999. And in case you don't know, the higher the number, the higher that layer is going to be on top of the others. Next, I want to click on update to update my work. Okay, now let's refresh the page. And as you can see, it works great. We have our logo here and we have the hamburger icon here. So that works great, but it's not really visible because of the red color. And spoiler alert, when we go to the tablet and mobile version, it's going to look really good in red. So if I change it to white, it's not going to work for the mobile and tablet. And if I leave it red, it's not going to work for the desktop. So here's the trick. So let's go back. So I'm just going to duplicate the logo and I'm going to duplicate the icon here. So basically the first logo here is going to be for mobile and tablet. So I'm just going to click on it, then go to advanced, then click on responsive. And I'm going to hide it on the desktop because I just want this to be for mobile and tablet. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing for the icon. Okay, next I'm going to change this logo here with another version. I have a white version, so this is the one I'm going to pick. You can't see it, but it's there. And same thing for the icon. I'm just going to go to style and change the color to white. Now, let me select my image back again, go to advanced, responsive, and this time I want to hide it on the tablet and on the mobile, and same thing for the second icon. Go to responsive and I want to hide it on the tablet and the mobile. So let me click on update. Okay, now let's refresh, and as you can see, now it's white in desktop. And if I go into the mobile mode, it's not looking really good at the moment because we haven't set it up yet correctly, but as you can see, we have the red version here as we were expecting. And if I go back to the desktop, it's the white version. Okay, so now let's take care of the tablet and mobile versions. So you want to click on the responsive mode icon at the bottom left corner of the window. And first of all, we're going to take care of the tablet version. So let's select our first column. You want to make sure it's 50% and 50% for the second column also. Next, you want to select the section, and then we're going to go to advanced, unlink the margin values, and we're going to give it a negative bottom of 168. So 168, and then I just put the minus sign in front. Next, I'm going to click on the mobile version. Then I'm going to select my first column and make sure it's 50%. Then select my second column and once again, make sure it's 50%. Next, I'm going to change the width of the image. So click on the image, go to style, and I'm going to give it a width of 80 pixels. Now I know it does not look aligned, but it will be. So next, I want to click on the section once again, and I'm going to give it a padding of 20 pixels all around. And next, I'm going to click on update. Okay, so let's go back to the front end, and now let me refresh the page. And as you can see, it's looking much better and well aligned. But as you can see here at the bottom, we still need to take care of the negative margin. So let's go back, and with our section selected on the advanced tab, make sure you unlink the margin values. and I'm going to give it a negative margin of minus 108 pixels. So let me update this. Okay, now let's refresh. And as you can see now, it's perfectly aligned. So you will need to play with this. Okay, next we want to create our menu in the WordPress backend. So for that, go to Appearance, Menus, and then you want to create a new menu. I've already done it. So basically, let me show you, create a new menu, then type New Menu and click on Create Menu. And then you're going to start adding the pages that you want to add to the menu. And then you can reorder, rename, and so on. Once you're happy, make sure you click on Save Menu. Now in my case, I've already created the menu for this tutorial and it's the demo menu. Okay, now it's the time to create our full screen menu. So for that, you want to go to Templates, Pop-ups, and then you want to click on Add New. Make sure you select Pop-up, and I'm going to give it a name. So it's going to be Pop-up Full Menu. Then click on Create Template. Okay, we don't need any of this. I'm just going to close this. And first you want to click on the plus and we're going to create a 2-column layout. Okay, but before we take care of our section, we're going to click on the gear icon here at the bottom left corner of the window so that we can edit the settings for the pop-up. So first of all, you want to change the width to 100 VW. Then for the height, you want to select custom VH and we're going to give it 100 VH. Next, you want to make sure that the overlay is not selected because we don't need this. So we don't need any entrance animation or just the default one. So that's fine. And for the exit animation, you want it to slide out up. And for the animation duration, it's 0,6. Next, you want to click on Style, choose a background type, and we want to make it transparent. So just drag the slider all the way to the left. Next, you want to click on the close button accordion and we want to change the vertical position to 30 pixels, the horizontal position to 35 pixels, and we want to change the color to white. So you won't see it now. So just in case you're wondering, the close button is here. And of course, once we make it white, you won't see it anymore, but that's for a good reason that you see in a moment. And next for the size, we want to give it a size of 30 pixels. Okay, at this stage, let's click on Publish. And we want to add a condition, so we want to include it on the entire website. Just click on Next, Next, and Save and Close. Okay, next we can actually start building the full screen menu. Select our section here or in the navigator, and then we want to change the content width to full width. For the height, we want to make it a minimum height of 100 VH. Next, we want to change the column position to stretch. And next, we want to click on the first column icon here. So for the first column, we want to give it a width of 60%. And for that, I'm just going to drag until I see 60%. Next, I want to vertical align in the middle. And next, I'm going to click on the Style tab, give it a background type, and I'm just going to pick a black color. Next, click on Advanced, and I'm going to give it a padding of 70 pixels all around. Next, click on the Motion Effects accordion, and I'm going to give it a entrance animation of slide in down, and I want to make it fast for the animation duration. Okay, next I want to add a navigation menu widget, so I'm going to click on the widgets icon and then I'm just going to type menu. So this is the nav menu widget. Okay, so first of all, you want to select the right menu, so let me pick the demo menu that I've prepared. Next, you want to change the layout to drop down. Next, you want to change the alignment to center and the toggle button to none. Okay, next click on the Style tab. And then for the normal text color, we want to pick red in my case. Then for the background color, I want this to be transparent. Now for the hover, I want it to be white for the text color and for the background still transparent. And same thing for the active. So white for the text color and transparent. Next, you want to click on typography and we're going to give it a size of 99. And by the way, in case you're wondering, I'm using the Poppins font. Okay, next I want to change the vertical padding to 50. So already looking much better. So let me click on update to save our work. Okay, next we want to select our second column by clicking on the icon here. Next, we want to change the vertical align to space between. Then we want to go to Style and I'm going to pick a background type classic and give it the red color that I've chosen. Next, you want to click on Advanced and I'm going to give it a padding of 70 pixels all around. Okay, next click on the motion effects accordion, and we want an entrance animation of sliding up, and we want the animation duration to be fast. And I'm going to add an image. Okay, so let me pick the white version of the logo. Okay, next I'm going to make sure that it's aligned on the right hand side, and for the link, let me select custom URL, dynamic tags, and site URL. Next, click on style, pixel, and the width is going to be 150 pixels. So let me just change that here. Once again, let me click on the widgets icon. Okay, next, once again, I want to click on the widgets icon, and I'm going to add an icon list. So I'm just going to drag it here. Then I want to go to style, make sure it's aligned on the right hand side, and I'm just going to duplicate by right clicking on the icon list. So I duplicate it to another icon list. Now to make this faster, I'm just going to show you the final result. And there you go. So let me close the navigator, and as you can see, it's looking really good. So let me click on update. Okay, we're almost ready to test, but if you recall, we haven't linked our icon here to the actual pop-up that we've just built. So for that, let's go back to Elementor with our header that we created previously in this tutorial. And first of all, you want to open the navigator and expand the section. So I've renamed the two columns left and right so that it makes it easier. So basically, you also want to expand each column, and we need to take care of the mobile hamburger and the desktop hamburger icon. Okay, let's pick the mobile menu icon first. And then within content, you want to go down to where it says link. Then click on the dynamic tags icon and scroll down until you see pop-up. Then click on the wrench icon. Click on all, and then you can start typing, and I called it full menu. So now we should be set, and we need to do the same thing for the desktop. So once again, dynamic tags, pop-up, wrench icon, all, and then full menu, which is the name I gave to my pop-up. Then let's click on update. Okay, let's refresh. And now let's click. And as you can see, it's beautiful, working fine. So one more time, down and up and back up. Now you may be wondering, once we close the pop-up, why doesn't it go the same way it arrived? So with the first column going back up and the second column going back down. Well, the reason is simple. There is no such option within Elementor Pro. So it's totally doable with code, but that's a totally different beast. But I still think it looks gorgeous. So now let's take a look at the tablet version, and it looks good here, but when I click on the menu, that's a bit weird. And same thing for the mobile version. So let's take a look. Really, really weird. Okay, back in Elementor, you want to click on the responsive mode icon. And next you want to select the tablet version. And let's select our first column. And then for the column width, it's going to be 100%. Next, you want to click on advanced. We're going to unlink the padding values. And we're going to give it a top of 0, a right of 50, bottom 0, and left 50. Next, you want to select our nav menu, then you want to go to style, and we're going to change the typography size to 50. And next, we want to change the vertical padding to 40. Next, let's click on our second column, and we want to give it 100% of width. Next, click on advanced and give it a padding of 50 pixels all around. Now let's click on update. Okay, now back to the front end, let's refresh our page. And now let's click, and as you can see, it's looking much, much better. Okay, back in Elementor, you want to click on the mobile version. And next you want to select our first column. Once again, it should be 100%. It is by default because we did it in the tablet version, but just to make sure. And then you want to go to advanced and give it a padding of 20 pixels all around. Okay, next you want to select our nav menu. And then we want to go to typography and give it a font size of 30 pixels. Next, you want to change the vertical padding to 30. And you may want to change this number depending on the number of items in your navigation. So let's try 20, for example, and it's still looking good. Okay, next we want to select our image, and then we want to go to style and give it a width of 120 pixels. Okay, once you're happy, just click on update. Okay, now let's refresh our page. And now, as you can see, it's gorgeous. Okay, so one more time, let's take a look at what we've built. So when I click on the menu icon, we have this gorgeous slide up and slide down dual full screen menu. And then when we click to close, it goes back up. And here is the tablet version and the mobile version. Now, if you enjoyed this tutorial, a thumbs up would be much appreciated. And of course, if you want more of these, make sure you subscribe and smash the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. Now, don't forget, I'm trying to build the content I wish I had when I got started. So that's why I'm building all of these tutorials, and I hope you enjoy them. So I'll see you in the next one, and until then, take care and stay safe.